Augustana College next year, and he's doing a 1 week long administrative hospital internship here this week. So, and also Gail, I'm sure you both met Gail, but Gail, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Gail Schlemme, the activity director. So I'm glad to be on the call for the first time.
Yeah. Amanda is gone today, so we're going to cover for her. So we'll wait for Kristen to put up the slides. Are you able to do, oh, here she goes. Okay, so yep, you saw us too. Next slide, Kristen. So we're really gonna just, we ran through some introductions. Again, for housekeeping rules, if you have a question, just put it in the chat box. But it's pretty informal here today, so you can definitely just unclick your mute button and ask as well. So we're gonna start off by, oh yeah, and then in addition, we'll keep it to 30 minutes, 25 minutes now. So we'll end at 4:30 so we don't run you guys late. And we'll share this recording after the fact as well. Why don't you take it from here, Gail?
Well, this is a picture of one of our first golf cart outings. And the residents have really looked forward to getting out of the building and out of the courtyard. So many of them have, just been inside. So one of the other things that we just did for the first time today is our first bus outing. And so they went on a bus outing with social distancing and masks to see the Milan Bridge area and drive around the lake. So they just got back maybe about a half hour ago from that. So we are starting to do some of those things. And also at the end of the month, we are starting to have one of our regular musicians is going to come back, and we're going to try that over our closed circuit TV, and hopefully we can get a few residents out social distancing to see some of those music things too.
Good.
And I don't know if last time you guys mentioned, but we have also started, it's called Movement Monday. And so Tammy from Restorative is doing an exercise group over the TV screens with the residents on Mondays.
Good.
Beautician is back, the regular beautician is back. And this week we have resident console, and we have a menu magic team that gets together, group of residents that come up with their ideas and suggestions, and then we bring them to the resident console and give everybody else a chance to get their input too. And something to look forward to, in August we were planning a carnival day. So we'll work on social distancing and doing things outside in the courtyard. Hopefully we'll have a really nice day for that.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Gail. We'll do a quick update on COVID, where we're at here. You guys see the news as well as all of us. We're mainly focused right now in Minnesota, but we do see our deaths our death toll is coming down a little bit, but as well as it's still increasing, but the numbers are becoming less. So that's a good thing. I think part of it is that our ERs and our hospitals are able to care for these patients better. So that's a great thing. So around our area, we did get another couple cases in this past week. They were both not from the Dawson area, but in our county. And they're both, one was hospitalized, but both of them are doing well now. And I believe they're both back home, but one never required any hospitalizations. But all around us, they continue to creep up. You can see the numbers there as well as me, but we keep a pretty strict eye on Chippewa County as well as Candy, Ojai, and Lyon County lines right over in Marshall. So we watch those numbers continue. It seems like if you look at the map of Minnesota on the situation update, all around us, the numbers seem to be increasing, and we're in this little pocket. So just as an FYI for our own facility is that we test approximately 40 per month. So I think year to date, I want to say we're at, year to date, but we've done almost 170 COVID tests with only one of them turning out positive. So it's not that we're not testing, it's just that we're not having positives, which is a great thing. So 0 facility occurrences as well. We have still chosen not to do any surveillance testing in the care center. In fact, I just got an email from the Canby nursing home as well today, and they are in the same boat as us. Very few positives. They're not surveillance testing either their residents or their staff. If we start to get more symptoms or we start to get more hospitalizations, we would go that route. But right now, the state is still prioritizing those care centers with at least one positive. And so far, we're holding pretty strong on that. So. The big change that has happened in this past week, so we have been doing some outdoor visits for a few weeks now, and those have been going great. Those have been out in the courtyard. Gail's team and activities helps out with those visits quite a bit. The feedback from the family members and the staff and also the residents have been extremely positive. But we've moved on to doing also some compassionate care visits. Those are indoor visits when they fit the parameters, just because we're finding that actually there's a symptom now that's being coined dying of a broken heart. And I know that's very sad, but there are some residents that really need that. And so we are looking at that as much as possible, and we have been doing some more compassionate care visits. But what came out this past week was guidance from the state regarding what's called essential caregiver visits. And that's where the state is giving recommendations for appropriate residents that you can have one person up to 3 hours per day, depending on the resident and the care center itself, to come in and help do some of the primary cares and spend time with that resident. Now, what we're doing is we have a draft policy that we have in place. That's going to be, a letter is going to be going out to the family members this week along with that draft policy, so you can see exactly who might qualify for the residents, what you'd qualify to be as, what the qualifications are for that essential caregiver status, and how you go about getting that put in place. So here's just a copy of the policy, but it's a little over 2 pages, so we're not going to go through the whole thing right now, but we'll be sending that out in the mail at the end of this week, along with a letter kind of describing that. So we hope to institute that very quickly. So we want the turnaround time to be kind of quick. Yeah, and if for next steps, you know, if you feel that you have a family member or or you have a resident that really could use this essential caregiver, please don't hesitate to notify myself, Amanda, Gail. We will definitely put you in touch with the right person and get that process started. But like I said, right now, our biggest push is to get our policies in place. And that's what that draft policy will be going out to the family members. So just to get any feedback from them. It's not mandatory that you do that. It's just guidelines if you choose to do that as a care center. Minnesota Department of Health wanted to issue those guidelines, and we were excited to get those. And as long as our COVID cases remain low, we're excited to move forward with that. Please note that even with that essential caregiver, they still have to mask up. They have to wear eye protection. They have to be screened when they come in. They have to try to do it as possible to minimize movement out in the hallways. We just want to lessen the chance to spread a possible infection. So. Does anybody have any questions on those essential caregiver visits? I know that was a lot. Okay, but when you get the letter in the mail as well as the draft policy, we'll talk about it again at next week's Zoom call, but just know that we're working on that. So on the next slide, I'm going to turn it back over to Gail.
This is our outdoor visits have been going very well. We've had lots of calls, lots of visits. It's fun to see everybody out there enjoying each other and being able to see each other. I know sometimes it's kind of hard to hear, you know, with the masks and things like that, but I think just being able to see each other makes a big difference too. So I would say overall the visits are going very well. We do screen everybody. They come in the main care center entrance and everyone has to wear a mask and we have to maintain the 6-foot distance. We are limiting it to 4 visitors at a time right now and approximately 30-minute visits. And they're available actually Monday through Sunday now. We did add Sunday visits on too. So there's a few visit slots each Sunday too. So the bad thing about it is that they're outdoor visits, so we kind of depend on the weather, which is very changeable, as you all know. It's changed a lot just in the last few days. So today is kind of coolish out there. So we are getting some canopies, hopefully soon, that'll help with the shade part because we are kind of limited in shade out there. But otherwise, we try to arrange the visits in the shade and make things as comfortable as we can. Does anyone have any questions about the outdoor visits or? Okay.
Kristen, you want to go to the next slide? So yeah, any questions, feel free to contact Amanda Redepenning. She's the Care Center DON. She's probably the quickest route because she can disseminate the question as it needs to go out. But yes, myself, Gail, we're open to any questions as well. We're just excited for all of the different activities with the menu magic and the ideas they have for the courtyard and these outdoor visits, all the things that are planned for the Care Center residents. We actually just did a mini survey where we went and talked to the residents, and surprisingly, their spirits are very high. They're happy with a lot of the activities that are starting to come back into play. There's some more dining in the residence halls. I think it's just knowing that there is, hopefully will be an end to all this at some point. So it was reassuring to see the results of those mini surveys about them feeling like they had friends and that they were happy, and that's real important to us. So. Well, it's about 20, or actually it's like 4:16. So Butch or Robert, do you guys have any questions for us that we can help you with?
No, I'm good. I was just waiting for you guys to talk. I missed last week, so I can't say anything.
Oh, okay.
No, I just wanted, my mom was saying that, you know, that the golf cart ride or whatever, she had a hard time explaining what it was, but she seemed to enjoy that. So that's about all I have. I was just wondering if there's anything new. So.
Yeah, and I would encourage you to listen in next week because I'm hoping that we'll have more information on the essential caregiver visits. Because that might be a way to, and the Zoom calls are great. The outdoor visits are great, but it's something else when you're able to sit with your loved one in their room and have some privacy. So hopefully we can, for those residents and for those essential caregivers that fit the parameters, we're really excited about that.
Now, have other facilities started doing this already, or were they mandated to look at it by a certain time or something?
Yeah, they're in the same boat as us. So nobody is mandated. Everybody is just given the opportunity to look at it on a nursing home by nursing home basis.
Okay.
Because if there's a nursing home that has spread of COVID, there's no visitors.
Yeah.
But if there's a care center like ours that doesn't have that spread, then we can look at it, look at our residents, look at our capacity to do this, our ability to screen people, and we get to make choices. But Minnesota Department of Health put out guidance to help us at least have some sort of standardized method of looking at it.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's about all I have. I was just curious, like I said, so.
Sounds good. Robert, anything from you?
Well, I was just looking at, I got a 3-hour drive, so it's hard to drive there for half an hour even. And I mean,
Yep.
You're looking for a little bit more. Could I fit into another category, allow me to stay a little longer?
Mm-hmm. So this essential caregiver visit, I would think depending on your mom and you and kind of where you've been, I would think that would be Well, Amanda said that in a previous meeting a few weeks ago, that, yep, we'd look at that on a case-by-case basis. Like I said, these essential caregiver visits, they're up to 3 hours. So it might be a half hour that's best for the resident. But in your case, and with your mom, it might be a 3-hour visit if you're driving in from 3 hours away. So we're definitely able to work with both you and the resident to figure out what's best. And we don't want you to have to drive a 6-hour round trip for a 30-minute outdoor visit. So
Would it be acceptable to have my wife come with too? I mean, we've been taking our own temperatures and oxygen contents for the last 3 months, and we both had tests even, tested once, and we've been maintaining a real diligent social distancing and well, away from everybody practically.
Yeah, and the essential caregiver visits are not all, I have to look at it for sure, but there is a potential to do more than one person at a time.
Okay.
So, but I would say because of the size of the rooms, I hate to say this because I don't think it says this in the policy, but there isn't a limit that you could, they said you could have 1 to 2, or it might even be 1 to 3 in the Minnesota guidance. But so if you and your wife came, one wouldn't have to sit outside while the other visited. You'd be able to come in together as long as we walked through those steps and made sure that you guys had your precautions and your mom was up for the visit and so forth.
Yeah, right. I guess that's what I'm saying. I'd just like to see her.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Other than the Zoom, although that's great. It's it's great. It's just not quite the same. But
yeah, I hear you.
So,
So
and
yeah,
I haven't been there for 6 months about, so it's been a while.
Yeah, with with that specific scenario, I'd give Amanda a call tomorrow, because even prior to the essential caregiver visit, something like that, if with the right situation, was being accommodated. So just give Amanda a call or send her an email tomorrow and she'll walk you through that.
Oh, great. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay, well, it's 4:20, a little bit after 4:20. We won't keep you any longer. So thanks for the call today, and we look forward to talking to you guys next Tuesday.
Great, thank you.
Thank you again.
Welcome.